for customer acquisition. So in other words, try to diversify the ways you're going to go out there and you're going to execute in the field. Now, the first spoke, I think every originator has in common, would be your database, right? I mean, we all know that. So I guess what I'm saying here is make sure that you have a great database solution, make sure that you have the ability to do drip marketing for prospects, for clients, etc. Number two, my recommendation for the second spoke would be, of course, B2B. Now, most commonly, we talk about going after realtor partners. So I have a couple of ideas I want to share there. The first thing I want to say when it comes to going after realtor partners, though, is I think a lot of originators right now, especially your more experienced originators, are going after the refinance market. They're inundated because a lot of seasoned originators have a very good database and they're being inundated with refinance business, which leaves them less time to go out there and to prospect for realtor business. The one thing that I see originators, the one mistake I see consistently when originators go after realtors is they don't have a unique selling proposition. And this might be old hat to you guys, but maybe somebody out there can help me. When you are fortunate enough to get in front of a realtor partner or a prospective realtor partner, they're going to ask you one question, right? And that question is going to always be, why should I send my business to you? And I mean, show of hands, can anybody tell me like what the number one answer is?
And great service.
Great service, right?
Low rates.
Great service, low rates, lots of loan programs. So what's really ironic about this, and this is the standard answer, I hear it all the time. But have you guys ever heard originators say that they give poor or average or below average or okay service? I mean, everybody is the best. So service is not a differential advantage. Okay, so what I would recommend is that you really go out there into the exhibit hall. Top of Mind, of course, has a solution you may want to look at, but there's a lot of other great companies in there as well. And invest back into your business. Try to solve that problem, which is when you get in front of that real estate agent, make sure that you're able to come to them with something truly unique and different. And then, by the way, the other thing, and tell me, Ginger, if I'm going long, but the other B2B idea that I absolutely love out there is going after financial planners, because most originators, when it comes to going after B2B partners, they go after the real estate agents, and that's a natural. And I just want to share a bit of a personal story with you of something that I actually implemented recently with David right here in the front row. But I actually refinanced my mortgage recently. And it's amazing. I've done like 3 mortgages in the last 12 months. It's been a great year for you guys. I know that because I've been a customer. But anyway, the second mortgage I did with David was a 15-year loan. And I want to say that my rate got to the point where I was at, let's just call it 3.5%, and for absolutely no cost at all, I could go down to 3%. And I could have just done that and done. But then, what's really interesting is David asked me a question. He says, are you fully funding your IRA right now? Are you maxing it out? Are you, and my wife, Abby, are you guys maxing out your IRA? And I think that's a very powerful question that each of you as originators should ask every single client, whether it's a purchase or refinance client, every single time in your pre-app process. Are you maxing out your IRA? Because ultimately what I ended up doing is I was kind of sold, if you will, on the 15-year payment. I could afford the 15-year payment. But instead of actually lowering my rate and staying in a 15-year, David took me from a 15 to a 30-year. So my rate actually stayed right around 3.5%, but my payment went down. In my case, it was roughly $900 a month, which was the perfect amount of money to where my next step was to set up an auto withdrawal right from my bank account, and it goes right into my Fidelity account every month. I don't even touch it. So in other words, I basically am paying the exact same payment every month that I was already used to, except for the difference now is I'm actually socking about $900 away into our IRAs for our retirement fund. So I just wanted to share that one idea with you guys because I don't really hear a whole lot of that going on out in the field. And then finally, The third channel, the third spoke for customer acquisition is what I like to refer to as the wild card. So you have your database marketing going on, you have your, hopefully going out there and courting B2B partners, while all the other really busy originators are, I mean, if you're new, you might not be as busy as somebody that's doing 10 to 20 units a month. So get out there and talk to CFPs. CFPs, I would imagine, really like that idea, are you fully funding your IRA? Because, of course, you know, you might be able to refer them that business. Okay, the wild card. So really, I think the wild card has something to do with your personality type. You know, some people are really comfortable with technology and comfortable, you know, being on the phone. Some people are more comfortable getting out there in the field, being in the streets. There's a lot of great ideas out there. Personally, my third spoke to our business has been, you know, the web. I learned a lot from my fellow panelist, Mark Madsen, who's I'm sure going to share some of his wisdom. But once upon a time, I really thought he was nuts. I genuinely told him to his face. Told him to his face. I said, "You are wasting your time. That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard."
He did say that.
Yeah. So anyway, eventually he convinced me to write a blog. And I can only tell you this, is when he finally convinced me to start writing some blog articles, it's all that work I did probably 4 to 5 years ago that today, for my targeted keyword search on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, whatever you're looking for, my game is mortgage CRM. That's what I want. When people search for mortgage CRM, I want to come up. And thanks to Mark Madsen, all that work I did 3, 4, 5 years ago, top of mind, last time I checked, was actually #1 on all 3 of the search engines. I haven't written a blog article in like 2 years. So it's really because of that guy. That happened to be my third spoke for customer acquisition. I really appreciate it. Can I leave? Or can I get
There
some
might be questions.
Yeah.
forced applause? Nothing? Okay.
Force applause.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you.
And I'm going to give a little plug for Mark. Mark has